All right, I had my battery die on my laptop. So I am going to try to uh, get Tim in here and have him share his screen. If this works. And we got guests. We got Steve there. Gonna add you to the stream, Steve. Hey, Steve.
What?
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Are you watching the game?
I tried to, but the game came up. There was a couple comments from Jay and Mick, but it didn't have the field or the scoreboard or anything. So I exited out.
Well, go back in because as soon as they run a play, that'll fix itself.
I was thinking maybe that would happen. Okay. Very good.
Are you able to? Are you on the computer that you have the game on with this connection?
Yeah. I can. Let me try this.
Yeah. So jump in, and then if I can have you share your screen, you can save the broadcast. Because I'm getting a tire repaired, and I thought I had more juice on my battery on my laptop, but I guess it's kind of doing the broadcast kind of drained it quickly. Let's see. So if you see if Tim's supposed to join too. Let's see if Tim does it. He's used to doing it. He can take over the play-by-play.
Yeah, now I had the field and all the good stuff.
Yeah, and next time that happens, you can also fix it by just rearranging the width of the field.
Oh, any kind of touch, eh?
Yeah, then it'll refresh itself. Or after they run a play, it does it too.
Okay.
So pretty good game so far. Did Jay get the touchdown from the 2? Was it 13-7 or 13-3, Steve?
Right. So yeah, at 08, he got a 2-yard run for Pruitt. Is he coaching Adeline?
Yeah. Jay's coaching Adeline in honor of Ron one last time, and then Wilmington is his own team coached by Mick.
Yeah, Pruitt got a 2-yard run with 8 seconds left in
cool
first half, so it's 13-7.
Got it.
So I don't know what can I do for you? Anything?
Yeah, if you want to share your screen, there should be a button at the bottom of the StreamYard that says share your screen, and then select entire screen. It'll ask you, do you want to share a window or a program? Just share the entire screen and then switch back to Strat, and I'll add that to the stream, and then that'll be what we use as the main broadcast.
The football game is filling up my screen, so I'm looking down on my toolbar, but I don't see. Oh, I know. It's just the.
It's in the website.
Internet, Steve, wake up. All right, so somewhere you say on here will be
on the StreamYard broadcast. This should be at the bottom where we're talking right now. It has mute your mic or mute your camera. There should be one there that says share your screen or present. It says present.
I was going to say Dennis. Okay, present. Yes, I see present. Now I see it.
Okay, hold on. Let me. Here I'm going to add Tim on. Never mind. Let's get Tim in here. He's familiar with it. Hey, Tim.
Tim.
Can you share your screen, Tim? You click the present button at the bottom of the StreamYard. And then when you hit present, it'll say, do you want to present a window or the entire screen? If you just say share the entire screen, they'll use that for the broadcast. Tim, can you hear me? Tim.
I just hit it, Dennis, and it disappeared.
Were you able to find it, Steve?
Yeah.
Okay. Testing, Tim. Testing. Can you hear me?
So then you just select the window or StreamYard. Steam.
I don't think Tim can hear us. Tim, can you hear us? Turn your volume up.
He's probably got his headphones on, listening to music.
No, I think. Oh, he can't get his audio to work. Okay. What?
Now, should I select what window or screen should I select here? It says, football.
Entire screen. There's one that says entire screen. Did that work? There it is. Perfect. Nice. Okay. And now I'm gonna full screen layout you. Now go back to the game. Hit Alt Tab to go back to the game. Now we got it. Okay. So Steve, it's up to you. You are going to be the play-by-play man. So you describe what's happening, because I can barely see on my phone. So who's in field goal range? Who's just
1, 2 testing?
take over for the play-by-play? You and Steve.
Testing 1, 2 testing.
We can hear you. Tell Tim, we hear you just good.
Oh, blocked field goal attempt. All right, sorry, let me climb out of sync. Okay.
This is good. We got it going. This is great.
Wilmington Tony Franklin tried to kick from the 28, but it was blocked. And it looks like, of course, I don't know the teams here. Okay, Adeline has taken over. Okay, I'm up to date here. I'm up to date. They were thinking linebacker Mike Pruitt, Keith McKnight, the 2 linebackers in the zone, so -1.
So what's the score right now?
Right
Steve,
now it is 13 Wilmington, 7 Adeline.
And
Jerome Barkin. Wrong call. Run. Receiver. Oh, hit the hole. Incomplete. Poor Jerome. Bad hands.
yeah, so Mick had a chance there to make it a 2-score game again and missed that field goal. The field goal was blocked. And Jay's been great. He's been patient. Even when it was time where it was 4th and short at midfield, he wouldn't go for it. He just kept playing defense and waited for his opportunity. Now he's got the ball with a chance to take the lead.
Lofton is double teamed. Ooh, intercepted, +14.
That is a tough D card to throw against.
Nope. Kept the ball. Whoa, there was a return. I missed it, I guess. Because he's down on the he's on the 16, Dennis. I guess I missed the interception return. All right, so
if you guys can hear me, I am here. I've got had multiple issues yesterday. I had no internet and no sound. We fixed the internet issue, and I never got around to worrying about the sound. So if you guys can hear me, I am here.
Yeah, we can hear you really good, Tim.
I'm afraid because I don't have any audio. I'm afraid I don't want to step on Dennis, but I'll go ahead and
Joe Washington.
That's Joe Washington losing a yard. He's 13 carries, 93 yards at the moment. Wilmington up 13-7, a bit over 5 minutes left in the third. Wilmington got on the board first with a long touchdown on an interception. And we've been pretty even since then. And Wilmington's still up, as I mentioned, 13-7. Here's a flat pass. Clark gains 3. It's going to set up 4th and 8. Tony Franklin's on. I believe he had a field goal blocked just a minute ago when I was messing with my audio. He nails this one, and it's 16-7 Wilmington. And they are looking for their second title. They won in 1975 and trying to get their second title. Excuse me. After a touchback, 1st and 10, Adeline. There's a double team on Freddie Solomon short. That's going to be incomplete. We've got a penalty, offsides, Adeline. So it'll be 1st and 15. Adeline loaded at running back with Ted McKnight, Mike Pruitt. And 4-yard pickup, setting up 2nd and 11. 3:18 left in the third. Yeah, I wish I could hear. Again, I'm sorry if I am stepping on someone. If you can, just slack me and I can shut up for a minute.
No, Tim, you're doing fine. I was just mumbling along. I'll just watch.
Okay, just got a note from Dennis. So, hey, Steve, and hey, Dennis. Glad you are watching. So 9-yard pickup, setting up 3rd and 2 at the Adeline 28. Jay's coaching Adeline. It's going to be a guess wrong line, but whose card comes off of Pruitt's card, and he gets 4. Adeline definitely would like to cut into this leads 9 points. You don't really want to have to kick if you don't have to in this situation when you're down like this, but deep in your own territory, you don't really have a whole lot of choice sometimes. You don't want to just give up a 25-yard field to a team already ahead of you by 9. That just makes it worse. And there's plenty of time left, 17 minutes left in the game. There's 5-yard pickup for Pruitt. He's up to 18 carries for 97 yards at the moment. 2nd and 5. Linebacker McKnight. And there's an offside, so it's going to set up 2nd and 10. Jim Zorn's got at least 1 carry left. Got to coach Adeline 1 game this year when they were playing Wilmington earlier, and Zorn hit like a +42 on an end run for me. I think he only gets like 3 of them. I'm going to take a quick look, see where he's at for the day. Looks like for the day he's got 1 carry for 8 yards. I don't know if that was a must run or an end run. Pick up a 4, so it's 3rd and 6. Staying in the base set, it's going to be a left flat pass to Barkham. It'll be guessed right with 1 man in zone. He's got 5. You might see Adeline go for it here. Oddly, now I'm getting some feedback. Which hasn't made noise in a while. I've got an audio issue. I need to figure out when my computer kind of went out. It's probably me messing around trying to, because I was unplugging my router and the things that receives the router information and all that kind of jazz yesterday. There's an incomplete. Thanks, Dennis. He says still sounding good. So that wasn't a bad opportunity there. 4th and 1. Yeah, you're going to make a lot of those. So it's hard to second guess going for a 4th and 1. And they're not at their own, they're not in field goal range. It's at the 41. So it's going to put Wilmington behind. There's a 14-yard pass, Kenny Anderson, Charlie Joyner. I believe this is Kenny Anderson's, if I'm not mistaken, 3rd IFL championship game. I know he was there in 74 and 75, losing to Chiba City and then beating Chiba City. Chiba City had won the last 2 championships, but just missed the playoffs based on tiebreakers this year. So, second 10 at the 27. Soft tackle left gains. It'll be guessed right. He's going to get a nice chunk anyway, 6 yards. Gets out of containment into the third quarter, 16-7 Wilmington. See, short pass to Dupree, it'll be guessed wrong. And he's got 14 yards. That's going to be down to the 7. And Wilmington threatening to go ahead by more than 2 scores. If they get in the end zone, it'll be a 16, 15 if they miss the extra point. But we don't go for 2 in 1979, so that's a really big lead. And both these teams, I mean, they can and do have great passing attacks, but both these teams really like to run. And kind of makes it hard to take a 6 or 7 minute drive, even if you get a touchdown. That takes a lot of time off the clock. So definitely, if you're Adeline, you would like to hold them to a field goal here. So stay within 12 points. There's a 1 yard pickup. Anderson on a line buck. Second goal at the 6, full house set. It's going to be a guess wrong line buck. If he gets the block, he's in the end zone, and Leroy Harris is in the end zone. 6 yard touchdown run. Jim Clack making the nice block at center, and the extra point makes it 23-7. Touchback by Tony Franklin out of Texas A&M. And I think we'll see the base set for quite a while. He's got guys that can actually puncture the defense for 50 to 75 yards off the running card. So you won't see him go 3 wide receiver, in my opinion, for a while. It's going to be an in-run guess wrong McKnight. And he gets 32. I think somebody just said that. And that gets it to the Wilmington 48. You have to take a field goal almost if you get close enough, since you need 3 scores and you're down 16. Really hard not to take points when you're under 13 minutes left. There's a 1 yard pickup. Curly Culp making a nice play. I feel like Curly Culp is one of the dominating players on the Wilmington team. Of course, you've got Kenny Anderson and a lot of other stars. Curly Culp in the middle of the 3-4 has just been a beast for a few years. And he's going to make the 0 or +6 play. Yeah. Took a great play, white roll 6, and Culp is a 6. Anchored that Oilers defense of the late 70s, the Baby Blues. We've got a 3rd and 9. Staying in a pro set, and don't have to guess why. He's probably already in 4-down mode in his mind. Jay's like, I'm going to miss him as last year, talking about Curly Culp.
Went out big as a 6.
And it's too bad that it's in some ways it's a year early. He would have been even more important playing in the draft league defense setting. So he's got 4 here on a run to Mike Pruitt. Sets up 4th and 5, and pretty sure he's going to go for it. Regardless of what the logic was 20, 30 years ago, almost all of us have kind of adapted and realized there's less time on the clock than what you might think. 11 minutes, yeah, but how many possessions will that be?
Yeah, it flies by, Tim.
4th and 5 in the pro set. He's got containment automatic on right linebacker, middle linebacker. So if he runs it, it's going to be almost certainly going to be the left side. He's throwing left flat to Mike Pruitt. And it's incomplete.
Oh, the dreaded 6, and he couldn't get it.
So Wilmington takes over at their own 43, 10:48 remaining. Five-yard pickup. And Jay is going to hand over the Adeline Assassins to Lawrence Green, who knows that, of course, he's got the legacy of Ron Dickinson to live up to, as well as the fact that Jay's ran the team really well for a couple years, and they're one of the team names that are kind of a permanent team name. There's about 5 or 6 of those, mostly the charter teams that have had their same coach 3 or 4 years ago through all that time. But got a couple of teams that have been coached by just one person for all 16 seasons. So teams like that, and Adeline, of course, due to Ron's contributions to the league, and a few others are basically one name for all time. 5-yard penalty. So it's 3rd and 8, staying in the base set. Defense stays 4-3, no blitz. And it's going to be short to Joyner, no blitzing, 4 men in the zone. It's going to be incomplete. And it's going to set up 4th down. And Pat McAnally on the punt. And Arnold picks up 3. I believe it was last year. No, it's this year. Never mind. I was going to say Wilmington had a couple of great return guys, believe, this year. And I believe he also had a pretty good run of returners last year, too. Loss of 1 for Ted McKnight. It's going to set up 2nd and 11. McKnight's got several carries left, 9 carries, 48 yards. And so left in run McKnight. Oh, he takes a 4-yard loss. It's going to be 4th and 9. Almost have to go for it, even though it's a long way. And he will. 3 wide receiver, Mike Pruitt in the backfield. Shotgun for Jim Zorn. It's going to be short to James Lofton. It's going to be guessed right. And he got 16. Adeline staying alive out to their own 38. 1st down, just under 7 minutes left in the game. Lofton's first catch of the day. Been a rough one for Zorn, 7 for 15, 76 yards or so, and a couple of picks. So and Ted McKnight gets nothing as Vern Holland unable to make the block there. Seemed like I might have drafted Vern Holland, but it wasn't for one of my teams. It was when I was running another team. But I believe he has been traded since then. And Barkham picks up 6 on a pass from Zorn, 3rd and 4. Picks up 3. And tick-tock, 5:24 remaining, 4th and 1. Long to Lofton, nobody in the zone, going against a 5. And it's going to be a dump off. He's got the first down, 10-yard pickup. And he hits Jerome Barkham. Barkham's 6 catches, 58 yards. Going short to Barkham again, 3 men in zone, guess right. 16 yards. It's going to get it down to the 27. Couldn't get out of bounds. 4:12 remaining now. No, Jay is definitely senses the time, but just because there's not much time left doesn't mean you're going to be able to just throw bombs. So other coach realizes that stuff too. 2-yard pickup. Ted McKnight, he got out of bounds. 2nd and 8. McKnight is like a guess right bomb off. His card guess wrong is like a lot of quarterbacks guess right long pass. He's got huge plays there. So it's definitely not a play you want to throw out just because you're down, because that is still a really good play.
Very good.
And run right, Jim Zorn. He's going to lose a couple. See if he gets out of bounds. Nope. It's going to take it to 3:18 on the clock. 3rd and 10. Wilmington's 27. Adeline. It's going to take a field goal attempt probably if they don't get a first down here. In the 1966 IFL championship, we'll talk about that after the play. Here's off tackle Ted McKnight. There's no containment. It's going to get 3 for the 7, and he is going to take the field goal. And it's good. So staying alive for the moment, 23-10 Wilmington. Adeline's more than likely, and they do. They go for the onside kick, and they get it. Back in the 1966 Super Bowl, sadly, Dallas, my team, got ahead 20-0 at the half, playing a team I thought was better than us, which was basically, I can't remember all the guys, but had a really good team as a whole. John Hadle at quarterback, Mike Garrett, running back and returner. I believe it was his rookie year. Here's long to Lofton, wrong. Got a shot here. Get on the board quick. Incomplete. That's a good shot, though, for Adeline. Anyway, up 20-0, and it was just like bang, 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 bang. Second half was the opposite. I think I gave up like 4 or 5 50-yard plays or better. Garrett hit like a 60-something yard punt return touchdown. He scored from like 45 or 50 on a run. He had a couple, like I say, 2 or 3 other big plays. Next thing I know, I'm down 28-20 early fourth. Well, I go on a really long drive and kept thinking, I need to kick the field goal. I need to get in the end zone, one or the other. And it's one of those where you were just close enough to get a new first down that you kept going and finally scored with like a minute left or maybe a little less, make it 28-27, then never got the ball back. But you always got that in your mind if you're down by more than one score, is how much time can I use to get points on the board here? There's a certain point where you just got to decide, do I want to keep fishing on this drive or cut bait and get some points on the board, because you can't basically have that long drive. And I think I'd ate like 6.5 minutes off the clock to make it 28-27 back then. But it's 3rd and 8. Short to Lofton, not double teamed. 3 minutes in zone. It's going to be a dump off, 9-yard pickup that'll move the chains. Got out of bounds at the Wilmington 37. At this point, you've got to have 2 touchdowns. So no field goal consideration here. 1:45 remaining, so there's potentially 15 plays if everything stops the clock or goes out of bounds. Sounds like a lot, but not everything is going to go perfect. So you're probably looking, instead of 15 plays, probably more like 9 or 10. Something will end up in bounds. And there's McKnight's going to lose a couple, and he doesn't get out of bounds. There's the first time out of Adeline. Down 23-10, 1:37 remaining, 2nd and 12 at the Wilmington 39. And if you're Adeline hoping to find a little magic, maybe you get a long gain off the defensive card, Zorn on a bomb, maybe a receiver long gain, but you really want to get in the end zone as quick as possible. It's going to be left flat to Barkham, nobody in zone, so there'll be a long gain on that flat man 0. Picks up 6. See if he gets out of bounds. And does. 3rd and 6 at the Wilmington 33. Three wide receiver, shotgun, 3-3-5 on D. It's going to be a long pass to Don Bass. And it's incomplete. Flag on the play. Offsides Wilmington. So it'll be 3rd and 1 now, 1:22 remaining. Staying in the 3 wide receiver, 1 fullback set. So we have flat left to Barkham. He is being double teamed, so it'll put 2 men in the zone as well. And it's incomplete, 4th and 1. Wilmington's got a great team, but obviously Mick is calling an excellent game as well. Adeline's very, very good team as well. No offense to any other team, but I kind of felt like this was the best team from each conference this year. So left in run, Ted McKnight. He's going to pick up 1. They'll keep the drive alive, but does not get out of bounds. See if he spikes it. Or no, he's going to take the timeout. So you're still 27 yards away, 1 timeout left, minute 7. So that means there's 9 potential plays. Of course, an onside kick is going to eat up one of those. If it gets to that point. Short to Don Bass. He's a 0. 3 men in zone. It's going to be a dump off. Incomplete. Dump offs will continue until it gets to 30 seconds, and then dump offs are no more. It's an injury. It looks like Mike Pruitt will be out for the last 1 minute. When I first looked in, I didn't see any injuries, but I've had a couple calls from my sister. I might have missed something. It's going to be a short to Solomon. Guess right, 3-minute zone. There goes Zorn. He's going to get 14. We'll see if he gets out of bounds. I like that rule that Strat put in this year where quarterbacks do get out of bounds sometimes. Seems pretty logical. Watching the NFL happens quite a bit. So 1st and 10 at the Wilmington 13, 52 seconds left. Now, weird thing is sometimes on touchdowns, Strat will not do the 1 tick, but they'll take 2 ticks off. So we'll see if they score, how much time comes off the clock. They're showing blitz. 2 tight end, 2 wide receiver, and the fullback. Or running back, 10 McKnight. And Coy Bacon gets the sack. Last time out being used by Adeline, 45 seconds left. Which is a maximum of 7 plays, but if you think about the onside kick, that's a maximum of 6 plays from scrimmage. Short to Lofton being double teamed. 13-yard pickup. He's probably 3rd and 1. Always spike it. He does. He's going to set up the 4th and 1. He's got to save time. It's a little harder to spike, but he doesn't have a lot of good options based on the time and the score. So he's going to take the spike, save the play. Lynn Kane at fullback. Pro set, 3-4 blitz. In real life, this is a quarterback draw kind of play. Spread guys out. Try to get the middle linebacker leaning toward the edge. Drop back 3 or 4 steps and then barrel right up the middle. And Zorn goes down again. That's going to be the game. And congratulations to Jay, who wins the championship. Of course, he was going to do that anyway in this game. He's got both teams. But Wilmington, his base team, wins their 2nd championship. This is Adeline's 2nd Super Bowl. They got there in 76 and again in 79, and they will be back at some point in the future. I have little doubt. They are a well-built team. And Kenny Anderson will take a knee, and with no timeouts, that's going to run out the clock. And Adeline plays a good game, has a great season, but just unable to win the championship against a very strong Wilmington Generals team. I wish I could do interviews, but I'd have no idea what someone else was saying. That wouldn't even be because I was ignoring them. I just can't hear anything right now. Anybody who's been to the playoffs knows how hard it is to even get to the championship game. You have to beat at least 2 Super Bowl contenders to get there. And then you're up against a championship level team when you get to the championship game. So yeah, it's sort of like flipping a coin and having to call tails or heads and hit it 3 times in a row. So Jay mentions that Curly Culp may have made 4 or 5 stops on a white die 6 roll, which means you have to be a stud to make the play. Yeah, I guess the season's over. I can talk about it, but yeah, Jay's right. Wilmington has really got a great loaded team, great linebackers. I mean, just about everything that you'd want on defense. However, the run defense card that year is not excellent. I believe it's average or average to poor or something. And you can find some yards there if the zone's not overloaded, even with guys like Curly Culp making all the plays as a nose tackle 6. Okay, I'm going to go quiet for a second because I think Jay's going to try to pop on. I wish I could help with the moderation, but
I'll go ahead and do the interview, Tim.
So I'll give it up to DC and Jay, and everybody have a great afternoon. Congratulations to the Wilmington Generals. Take care.
Thank you so much, Tim. You don't know how great you sounded. I really do think you're one of the best play-by-play guys out there. I know you can't hear me now, so I can gush effusively over your play-by-play acumen. From what I saw, it was just, Mick called a great game. Hold on, let's get Jay in here. Hey, Jay.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, you sound great. So, it's funny because I started off broadcasting it. I got a flat tire and I came over here to the tire center, and then my battery died. But Tim was able to take over doing the play-by-play, but he couldn't hear anybody. So me and Steve just kind of kept quiet. Steve was a hero too because I was able to share his screen. And Tim did the play-by-play in the second half, and I was watching on the phone. But it looked like, 2 even teams, but all the breaks seemed to go Wilmington's way, and Mick was calling a great game. How did you feel with that Adeline offense going up against your Wilmington defense?
Well, I mean, I do think, for what it's worth, I think Wilmington's a touch better. I think they're a little bit better rounded, more well-rounded. But, we needed to run the ball between the tackles against the Wilmington defense. The huge difference is that pass defense for Wilmington. Even though there's a 4 in the secondary, the interceptions and the hits, I mean, the interceptions are huge and the hits are minute. So I really wanted to stay out of long pass, out of 3rd and long. And Curly Culp just blew everything up, and I couldn't get enough going between the tackles. And then he did a nice job of going a lot of people inside sometimes, stuffing 2 guys in the line buck zone, and he was really unpredictable. He had guys flying all over the place. Very different than how I play the defense. When I play it, I just kind of try to sit back and let the cards do their thing, because the cards are terrific. But he was all over the place, and when he was exposed, I missed a couple of key receiver checks, guessed wrong, and which sort of put in early in the 3rd quarter, but so I couldn't stay ahead of the chains. And, the way he played it was really hard to figure what to do. And I was running the ball guessed wrong and couldn't do it. Hit the heck out of that card. So
yeah, it seemed like the defensive card was showing up quite a bit. And from playing Adeline, that's a great team if they have a lead. You run the ball. Zorn is so much more effective guessed wrong than guessed right. And that just wasn't happening today. Like you said, you got behind. I thought it was great that you were very patient. You did not go for those 4th and 4s, 4s and 3s near midfield in the first half because it was still a 1-score game. But then it just kept slipping away from you. And you're right. Every time I don't remember seeing Ted McKnight's guessed wrong card. I mean, wasn't paying that close of attention, but that's a game-breaking card, and it just didn't show up that much.
I hit it one time on an end run in the 4th quarter, had like a 32-yard hit. I think he had about 55 yards for the game, half of which came on that 32-yarder. So yeah, that's where that came in. I did go for it on a 4th and 4 down 16-7 midway through the 4th, which is not something I'm apt to do.
Right, but you're almost
2 scores. I gotta give it a shot. So
yeah, no, totally agree. Yeah. So I heard you say this was your last time coaching Adeline. So who's taking over for them? Do you know, or is it?
Yeah, Lawrence Green has already volunteered to take it, and I had my mind made up before that. Before all this, I knew I wanted to give it up this year. And I've been meaning to type something up. I'm so busy with the move and everything, and I do apologize to the league to hold this game up. It's on me. Life is. I just had a lot going on with the moving in with my mother-in-law, selling a house, and all that. So, but anyway. I knew I wanted to give up Adeline before the year, and then Rick Ramasier stepped down, and so that left 2 vacancies we had to fill, and when anyone available to take Adeline. So it's good. It's good we only have one, one coach. I always felt that, and and so.
You've done a great job handling both teams. So. This is the 2nd or 3rd title for Wilmington. Do you know?
2nd, I believe.
2nd. Got it. And then were you able to win any with Adeline or?
No, the Adeline, I was trying to, Ron never won any with it either. So that was I was trying to give it one last shot. And it was a challenge, or it was a championship caliber team. But, that pick 6 early was big. Had weren't a lot of penalties, thankfully, but a couple of ones were big. A couple of blew up drives, and so again, you'll look and you don't see a lot, but boy, the ones that hit, there were 2 drive killers, and so that is what it is. But that's so no, never did. I think that's the 2nd for Wilmington. You've knocked me off with it quite a few times. I think I know I got 1. I think that's it. When
you're playing your team you built in Adeline against Wilmington, does it make it easier when you see Kenny Anderson hitting a big play, or does it make it harder? Like you built that team. It's like you built a weapon and they're using it against you.
For me,
yeah,
it was easier. I mean, I love that team. It's my favorite team I've ever built, even more so than Cincinnati Tech mode, to be honest. It's just Kenny Anderson's my guy. I'm hoping, I don't know if I told you this, but a guy that I teach with, a good friend I teach with, his wife is like the head honcho for the Kenny Anderson Foundation. And he's trying to get me to set up where I can have an interview with him. Where I could meet him. It would be like the coolest thing. And so, yeah, it's, anyway, so it was, for me, it was a little easier, I love Joe Washington, hey, a lot of house money there, right? And so that was the way I looked at it. So thanks.
Well, you have a lot to be proud of. To getting 2 teams to a championship in a draft league is super tough, and you did it. And Wilmington's name goes up as the champion. And even though you didn't coach them, you built them. And Mick said, texted on Slack to say thank you for picking him to be the opposing coach. He had a lot of fun. So we're on to 1980. Now we're going to get rid of the team D cards and use the generic draft D cards. So that'll be Tim was mentioning on the broadcast how Curly Culp would have been a beast, using the draft D cards. So we'll have to see what you come up with next at nose tackle.
He couldn't have been much better than he was today, though, right?
Yeah, he was impactful, definitely. Whether you have the draftee or the stock cards, that defensive nose tackle plus 0 or plus whatever, he's not going to miss those. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and like anything, we with Strat, and so I don't just like, but the trade-offs, right? You still there? Did I lose you? Yeah. Okay. It's trade-offs. I prefer that we use the draft card Ds, the generic Ds. That's a good thing. But I will miss the variety of playing with stock card Ds. That's pretty cool. Not the standard, what the bailout 10 on the off tackle run, right? And all these standard numbers where you've got more up and down. That's pretty neat, but it creates such a disparity between some of your defenses. If you don't have a stud defense locked in, then the rest of the teams are at a big disadvantage. And so yeah, I like it, and I like all of the extra run block ratings, all the extra receivers, and so generally, yeah, I prefer the stock card Ds or the generic Ds, but
it's been a fun decade playing with these.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it has, and it's it's different. I know Tim's going to miss the steel curtain defense, right? I mean, he's had that for a decade, and so Mert is strongly opposed to using the generic D. I've known Mert for close to 30 years, and he doesn't want any part of them. He's sticking with the league, thankfully. But it's just like anything. There's trade-offs, which goods and pluses and minuses. But I think the pluses outweigh the minuses going to it. So
yeah, and I never had a dominant stock D card. I was able to win championships with a very good one in Minnesota, and then this year Minnesota's was so bad I switched to Indianapolis, and it was just so tough to stop teams at times. So if you have a bad one, it's not a lot of fun. But it is neat, like you said, to see the variety, to have those straight completions on the short pass card on 6, 5, and 6 sometimes, so you have more of a chance to hit that despite the double teams, which, it kind of weakens the double teams a little bit with those straight hits. But it'll be fun either way. But
and so many less receivers.
Right.
The way the receiver comes up, so much less. But like I said, it's good. I'll miss the variety. So
yeah, sounds good. Well, I'm going to go ahead and shut this down.
Thank you.
My battery's running out, but I'm glad we were able to capture the majority of the game. A little bit of a dark period when I lost my battery went dead right when you were on the 2-yard line, looking to get that touchdown to send it into halftime with a 1-score lead, and you got that, thankfully. But I think we come back online 2 or 3 or 4 minutes into the third quarter. So again, thanks to Tim for running the league. Thanks to Steve for letting me share his screen today, and congratulations to Jay and Mick. More congratulations to Jay. Thank you, Mick, for filling in. And the Wilmington Generals are the 1979 IFL champions. Congratulations again.
All right. Thanks, buddy. See you.
All right. Take care.